Okay, well, I made a post to Twitter. Well, I guess that's a tweet, isn't it? Showing this stuff, and I called it the horror show. And there was also some joking around about people that store their chips incorrectly. Specifically, people that store their chips in ESD foam for long periods of time. And I'm going to show you why that's a really bad idea. Well, maybe some of you can actually see why this is a bad idea. Because foam degrades like you wouldn't believe. I mean, it just comes apart like some sort of sticky, awful cake. Don't eat it. And guess what? It sticks to the pins. It sticks to the bottom of the chips and often can be a real hassle to get off. See, do this so you can actually see it. Okay, well, we got it off. Well, look at all that nice debris on there. And of course, that's doing nobody any good. I mean, it's corroding the pins. You can see, I don't know if you can see that, but the pins are getting really kind of icky. Although I will say that it looks like that chip may be unsoldered. But yeah, it's not good for chips. So yeah, this pile of chips came to me from a friend who has not used these chips in a long time. He does not really do much with solid state anymore, and so he just gave me these things. And yeah, bad news because yeah, it's just coming apart. And I'm trying to see what I can salvage off of this pile of stuff. Honestly, there are a lot of chips in here that aren't particularly rare. And so if they just never get used again, if they get turned into scrap metal, well, I'm not going to tear about it. You know, I'm not going to cry in my beer about it. But yeah, the foam is bad news. Foam is bad news. And I guess this video is about how you need to store chips ESD safe. That's, of course, electrostatic discharge. I mean, ESD is not the problem it used to be. I mean, early 70s CMOS devices, you look at them wrong and zap, they're dead. Especially the very, very early MOSFETs. Those really, they look at them, zap. You know, if you petted your cat a couple of minutes before, zap, done. You just blew a hole in the silicon. Chips, of course, are much better now, but still, it's a good idea for CMOS and other more sensitive things. Keep them ESD safe. Yeah, 7400 TTL is not really that big of a deal, but CMOS and ECL, not that many people use ECL anymore, except for, well, vintage projects. Well, even there, ECL is kind of a rare thing. Yeah, keep it ESD safe. Don't use foam. It falls apart. I don't know what the actual chemical mechanism is. Something's breaking down and it can become this very squishy, awful crap that doesn't work anymore. Or on the flip side, it gets rock hard. And I've seen that as well, where it just turns into powder. So these chips here, I'm going to go through them and see what there are, because there are some weird ones in here that I'm going to pull out, see what I can salvage. It's generally not worth trying to clean them up. You know, let's take one out. Because this always happens. You pull the chip out and the rectangle of foam comes out from underneath. One way you can actually one of the best tools, so to speak, for cleaning this up is take another chip and use it as a comb to get in between the other pins and clean it up. But, you know, hey, it's like, what's this here? Rockwell 6522. Yeah, okay, all the 6502 fans are going, save it, save it, save it. No, what is this, Parallel IO or something like that? It's a common chip. It's not worth me cleaning up. And how would you clean this up? Maybe a solvent or ultrasonic. Someone suggested ultrasonics. Maybe, I don't know. Actually, with solvents, I'd be careful not to take out the printing. But it's just not worth it. It's really generally not worth it. Yeah, so we'll just see what's in this pile of chips, see what's worth saving. Yeah, it's a bunch of old CMOS, 4000 series CMOS. Oh, these are weird. No, check these out. What's weird about that row of chips? Well, they're like extra wide 17-pin dips. Let's see if we can focus in on that. Weird NEC RAM, maybe? Weird package. Anyway, how should you store chips? Well, the foam is not completely evil. It's good for short-term storage. If you want to, say, mail a chip to someone or keep a couple chips around for a year or two, yeah, it's fine. You go over 5 years, you're pushing it. God knows how old this foam is. It might be 20 years old. This happens to all of it. It just falls apart. How should you do this? How should you store your chips? Well, for dips, tubes are great. I mean, sometimes they get a little fragile, but these ESD tubes, and yeah, it's a characteristic shape. They come in several sizes. They're great. Bit inconvenient, but oh well. Another thing you can use is the pink foam. Here's some of it. Now, one warning about the pink foam is that not all of it is ESD rated. Some of it is just pink. Now, this particular piece I know is ESD foam because I got it out of some military packaging. That's a great place to find the good pink foam because the pink foam varies greatly in quality. Some of it is not ESD at all. It's just pink. And some of it is not quite as good as the black stuff, but still pretty good. The pink stuff is far more resistive on a, well, I guess it's a volume sort of metric. But for dissipating static, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's not as good as the black stuff, but as long as you're not petting your cat while you're sorting your chips, the pink stuff will be fine. Now, of course, the really good stuff is these black type of boxes, and I've even seen whole drawers with flat files full of the ESD safe plastic. And it's hard. Once again, like the pink foam, you have to kind of know that something is ESD safe, and this was at one point an Intel sample kit, because other plastic, I don't know, it's black, might be ESD safe, I don't know, don't trust it. In fact, this might be very bad, but this I know is ESD safe plastic, and it tends to have this kind of slightly duller finish. These are great, but kind of hard to get a lot of them at one time. And yeah, if you get the big chip storage solutions that have lots of compartments full of this plastic, yeah, you'll break the bank. Those things are horribly expensive. We're talking thousands of dollars per cabinet, and we're talking like a big flat file, like a map file cabinet. Very expensive, but good if you can get them. So yes, don't use this stuff. It just okay. This is a little better than that. Well, this is a really bad piece here. You can see it just, yeah, look at that. And here we have a nice Fujitsu something or another. Yeah, it's not worth. It really isn't worth cleaning up. So into the scrap. Little bit of gold, and that's about it. All right, well, hope you guys found this video of some use. Store your chips properly. Use real pink foam. the ESD dip tubes, and they're available in other sizes as well. And known black ESD plastic boxes. All right. Hope you like the video. Talk to you later. And yes, this is a bit of a horror show I've got to sort out. Yuck.